Today we're going to be cooking a lamb noisette. We're going to be serving that with a fatouche salad and some tahini yogurt. Now, it's my belief that we should all eat less meat. And the meat that we do eat should be the very best that it can be. That's why today we're going to be using this fantastic organic West Australian lamb. So I've got this meat from the butcher, and you'll notice that it's a nice back strap, that it's got the flat on there. First thing we're going to do is we're going to score the outside, because it can be quite a chewy piece, but this will ensure that it's nice and crispy. To start the stuffing off, we need to melt some butter. Now, you know how much I love butter. Nice high heat. We're going to melt that down, then we're going to sweat off our onions. Whilst we're waiting for that, we're going to cut up our fruit. Some beautiful dried figs here, nice and fine. Okay, dried dates, pistachios. Those dried fruits have a real candy characteristic. And when you're dealing with a fatty cut of meat like lamb or like pork, sweetness goes a long way to accentuating the flavour. So the butter is melted and starting to foam nicely. Time to put our onions in. Now, we're not trying to fry these off. We're just sweating them down and making them translucent. And turn that heat down slightly. Now, I'm just going to keep chopping these. I want to make these as fine as possible. The idea behind this, using a knife instead of a food processor, is a food processor will tend to make the fruit clump together too much. We can pop this into the bowl. Now we're going to add our beautiful fresh herbs. We've got some parsley and some mint. The stalks of the mint will remove, but the parsley can stay there. And a nice chiffonade. We want our herbs nice and fine so they spread evenly over the meat. Into the nuts we go. Now we're going to add our butter and our sweated off onions. Time to stuff our lamb. Give it a season. The most important thing when you're stuffing something like this is not to overstuff it. When you're tying any cut of meat, you always start with a loop at one end, and then it's just a series of half hitches as you work your way down. Turn your meat over and then fold the string back through, and making sure you pull it tight every time so you end up with a nice compact piece. So that's all tied off. A little bit of salt on the outside. The salt's going to help give a beautiful crust and season the outside of the meat. I've preheated my oven to 140 degrees, and we're just going to pop that straight in. We're going to cook that till it gets to around 45 degrees in the centre. Now, every kitchen should have a digital probe, all right? When that says it's 45 degrees, then we're going to turn that temperature up. Now it's time to get on to our fatouche salad. Our fatouche salad is a Middle Eastern style salad. It has lots of tomato and cucumber, and it's got some beautiful toasted flatbread in there for a nice crispness. The idea behind toasting it off is it's going to add a nice texture to this salad. Turn on your fry pan, and we're going to add a little bit of oil, not too much, okay? We're going to let that come to temperature with the bread in the pan. Now, when you're cutting this salad up, you want all of the pieces to be around the same size. We're only going to use half an onion here. Just a nice little 1/2 centimetre to centimetre dice into our bowl. Tomatoes. Now, okay. Cucumber. I like to use a Lebanese or continental style cucumber because the skin is a lot more enjoyable. I'm going to cut them on a nice little angle once I've quartered them. We have our pita bread toasting off nicely over here. Okay, we're going to pick some beautiful fresh herbs here. We're using some wonderful mint and parsley here because it's going to really, really bring out that flavour. Our pita bread is done. In we go. So we're going to dress this with a little bit of olive oil and just a little bit of white vinegar. I like white vinegar because it's really sharp. And then a nice mix. Crunchy, crisp salad. Dunzo. Time to get onto our tahini yogurt. Beautiful Greek yogurt here. Lamb loves yogurt. There are many cultures that use yogurt when it comes to cooking lamb. Tahini. and then a lemon. That nice acidity, and we'll give that a mix around. Okay, our lamb is rested. Let's plate this baby up. Cut all of the string. Okay. We're going to start with putting our tahini yogurt down. We're going to sit our lamb on this, so we're going to make a little bed with it. And then our fatouche salad. Now we're going to slice our lamb. Stuffed lamb noisettes, fatouche salad, and a tahini yogurt.